Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Hope, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end.
No, let's talk about this right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into it, talking. I felt
Keep it in a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard. Hey, yo, Joey, we doing the show. Hey, right there. Scan the merch, man.
Tired of this, man.
What
I'm tired of this, man. I'm tired of
Everyone's
this.
there.
Whoever,
everyone's there.
Dono, D-Money and all of them, man. Y'all do this every day, multiple times a day. Salute to y'all, man.
Facts.
Salute to y'all,
Can't
man.
do it.
Especially with the same narratives. Like, listen, man. We starting off with these narratives, man. We starting off. Nobody's in the chat. Yo, what's good, chat? Juan, Jason, all the regulars, man. That pop in, man.
Appreciate
How does everyone in this country know what Miami is paying NIL to people? How do they have those numbers? How are they in the book? Like, how are they privy to the accounting practices of the University of Miami?
I mean, I'm
curious, man.
Listen, man, I've been watching a lot of battle rap the last couple of days. How you want to handle this? You want, you know what I'm saying? But you know I always go a little crazy. The hair is out, you know what I'm saying? Bushy top. I don't understand.
I'm curious, man. I'm curious. And how are these national fucking pundits? Why do they keep falling for this every year? Like, this shit happens every year.
Slow hanging fruit, dog.
Every year, son.
Look, if we're gonna have the narrative conversation, we're gonna have the narrative conversation. We grew up through a time when Miami was hated, right? Like, we got to see when Miami set the trends. Other people hated seeing Miami set the trends, so they were built in with already having that bias. So it's easy if you're not of this orange and green aesthetic in this life to hate on it, right? Like, they tap the pockets. Curt Cignetti, which we're gonna get into, saying, yo, Miami's got a $40 million NIL. Was it Skeletor from Oklahoma saying the same shit a couple years ago? Like, it's a narrative building. It's easy to do because the hate for Miami is already there. And you want to say, oh, nobody hates fam, if we're a bad program or we're irrelevant, then why are our pockets constantly being talked about? Why is the bag that allegedly we're offering to Jackson Cantwell that's possibly going to commit to Georgia because will it matter is a terrible fucking headline. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, Miami's paying them all this money, but it's not going to mean much. Fam, so like, which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Where are we going with this? It's lazy. It's long because it's like, yo, you're going to watch because we're talking about Miami and you hate Miami, and you're going to watch because you love Miami and you want to see what's being talked about. So you could get gaslit into some other shit that makes you mad. It's lazy as dog. Like, it's always been lazy.
Ridiculous.
It's just, fam, like, why
are Miami catches like, it's Miami. Like, they could be talking about the New York Jets, son.
Yep.
And Leonard Taylor would get mentioned somehow, and then Miami.
Yeah.
Leonard Taylor has been developed nicely, man. He came in, he's doing what he's supposed to do. By the way, you know, if Miami wants a guy like Leonard Taylor, they're gonna have to pay $4 million. They've done it before, blah blah blah, and then it starts. Like, what is we talking about, man? What are we talking about? Son?
It doesn't even have to be connected. It could be about a total different thing. Hey man, how are your windows and how are your window repairs in your car going, man? But let me tell you, Miami paid $4 million to Carson Beck.
Yeah,
How are those two things related?
My windows cost me a lot, but not as much as Miami paid cost them back, dog.
Exactly, dog. And that's just what it is.
That's
It's
wow.
Fam, like, for y'all, sorry, this ain't even part of the show. This is kind of like,
oh man, this shit is L. Like it's wow. I'm hearing this shit randomly. Like I'm at work, I ain't doing shit, but occasionally check my phone. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Coach, the Indiana coach said what?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything, son?
Yeah, and what happens is, right, let's go a little deeper with that Curt Cignetti shit. What happens is people hear that, casuals hear that, haters hear that, and then if Miami struggles, go, yo, man, y'all paying $40 million for this, and then the narrative and the perspective of the hate and the analysis, if you want to call it that, if people even analyze anymore, is like, yo, this is what a $40 million roster gives you, without knowing the you don't. Most people, if you really do a deep dive, unless you went to the University of Miami, most people don't know what it costs to go to the University of Miami. Most people don't know where the University of Miami is, all this shit, but they just go, hey, man, they got
They don't know the University of Miami is a private school. They don't know it's not in Miami for real.
Nope.
Like they don't know any of that.
But they just go, hey, they got a 40-minute NIL roster. Like it's exhausting. So for trying to catch y'all up, right before we came on, I think I said in the group chat, Pete Nichols from On 3, and then somebody, Kane's Warning, again, outside my sources, you know what I mean? And Kane's Warning retweeted it, saying that Miami's got the highest offer for Jackson Cantwell, but will it matter?
And they throwing out numbers, son. They just throwing out $2 million
by the way. Plus, $2 million plus was the thing. So it was like, yo, see what they're willing to pay. Again, like the reference point and the inferring that what Miami is doing is wrong, as if not every single team can do it. Like that's the thing. Is like, yo, Miami's the real criminals. Miami's really the ones breaking the law. Fam, they came over here when NIL first started. The guy, everybody, you know what I'm saying? The guy that set the trends and set the market for this NIL thing, guy from Life Wallet, Kevin, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Ruiz, you know what I'm saying? He said it. They came over here and investigated us right away. They caught a PJ right away. Who pays for a PJ for the NCAA? Who gives a fuck?
Miami.
Sorry,
Miami.
Yeah, Miami probably charged the bill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we paid for it.
Miami paid for it. They probably charged them like, yo, this is a management fee. You know what I'm saying? This is a management fee, fam.
Yeah.
So they came down and said, go, look, Miami's doing everything right. This is what the standard should be. That gets passed over. 3 weeks later, Tennessee has 122 charges, you know what I'm saying, of breaking NCAA rules. No, it's all going to get swept away. Doesn't get talked about ever again. Doesn't get mentioned. That was around the time that they gave Nico the $9 million. The $9 million only becomes a conversation for maybe 6 minutes. Never gets talked about again.
Florida does Jaden Rashada filthy.
And Jaden Rashada is the problem.
Yep.
Nothing
happened. You know nothing happened there. Did anything happen with that?
Lawsuit's still pending, right?
It happened there.
Yeah. It's nasty, dog. It gets so. Look, I get it's the off season, right? Like there's still some portal names that are coming to schools and all that stuff. We had one yesterday, which we'll talk about, and all that stuff. But it's the quiet time. But why does Miami have to be the narrative if we're irrelevant? And the last time you saw us, we couldn't fucking crash an edge. We couldn't set the edge. That's the last time you saw us, man.
This is why it's absolutely imperative that Miami begins to win meaningful things.
Yep.
It's absolutely imperative that Miami wins the ACC, that Miami makes it to the playoff. It has to happen now, and it has to happen consecutively. It has to be a norm now. Miami has to be one of those teams that are perennially in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to become dominant. You got to become undeniable. You can't do all this shit and let these narratives set them. You can't let these narratives set the market, and then it just goes, oh well, then it just becomes the norm, right? Like, oh, Miami had a $40 million roster, and you go 7-5 or 8-4 with it, because then the lie or the narrative is gonna overtake it. Like, yo, see what Coach Cristobal did with $40 million? Never having any kind of sources, any kind of cited. If it's talking to agents, man, the agents could tell you anything, bro. Like the agents could set any market they want because there's no checks and balances.
Now moving forward, with the new rules, those numbers are gonna begin to be public. You know what I mean, or available or whatever. But as of now, nobody knows a thing.
Nothing.
A thing.
It's just wild, dog. And again, right?
Anyway, man, how's everyone doing?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, came in a little hot.
Yeah, man.
Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Got 63 with us in the chat. Yeah, man, it's exhausting, and sometimes you just gotta let it out, though. Back in with a salary cap, you need collective bargaining. Who are you gonna collect? Who's gonna represent the players? You're gonna need a union for college football and lawyers, and people are negotiate that because that's why we always have strikes and stuff like that because there's lawyers getting involved. So that gets even messier. Are we headed in that direction? Probably, right? Because now with the passing of, you know what I'm saying, them having the schools having to pay like $20 million a year in towards the athletic department. A couple of days ago, we saw a tweet from a Kentucky reporter that athletic department is going to become at Kentucky is going to become its own entity. Yep. So they're going to separate themselves. I don't know how that works. Like, I'm not smart enough to figure out how they're going to, if they're a separate entity from NCAA, how are they going to set the schedule? How are they going to travel? Like, where does that come in? Are they just going to become like an LLC? Who knows? But that's stuff for smarter people to debate, man. But, man, it's exhausting with these narratives, dog. It's exhausting because then one person say it. The thing is, one person says it, then somebody reacts to it, right? A national pundit. You know what I'm saying? A national pundit that has a bigger platform reacts to it.
They all say the same things, man. They all regurgitate the same stuff, man. Salute, Stick. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, Stick, man. Shout out to the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? Numbers keep going up. Again, we're going to be back on tonight with the squad. You know what I'm saying? For the coach will be on at 8. But, Joey came in hot. Joey came in hot, man. He was tight, dog.
Yeah. This shit is ridiculous. Yeah. And it's the same stuff. Like it's like wrestling, you know what I mean? When the referee gets knocked down and then the bad guy, you know what I mean, hits him and then he wins. Like, you keep falling for this, man. You keep falling for this.
Yeah. We know you're not hurt, dog. We know we know you're okay. You practice
these narratives before. It's the same shit. Like, we keep falling for it. And these guys keep pushing it. But that's media, right? That's what happens in media with any narrative. You know, it's in media. You keep pushing it, and then everybody believes it because they're not even close to the situation and they don't know. Yeah.
And how much are you going to research it and like verify it on your own time when you have other stuff going on? You know what I'm saying? You got kids, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got work.
And it's unverifiable. It's unverifiable. You can't verify that.
You can't call nobody. It's like, hey, Jackson Cantwell, hey, Carson Beck, did they really give you X amount? Did they really offer you this? Is that what you're not going to get that because nobody wants you to know how much they make if that's the case. Look, we're not even arguing the sense of like that's what the offer should be. If that's what the offer wants to be, it's not your money to even talk about. Like, I don't.
There's no issue with Miami paying whatever they pay. I don't care what they pay. You know what I mean? I wish there's some players I wish they would have opened up them and gave a bag to. You know what I mean? When Caleb Downs came out, listen. He would have had what he wanted.
Yes. What's the number though? What's the number, Caleb? Okay.
There's people I wish they would have got, but they didn't. You know, so they're not opening up the bag that much.
Facts. Yeah. Yeah, man. So let's get into that. I don't think this was one thing we talked about. So a couple days ago, we watched shout out to Kane Sport, shout out to our guy Zuby, Steven Wagner, shout out to the old heads over there too. I'm saying they were talking about how to approach the portal. And we kind of, you know what I'm saying, debated in our You Heard chat. Shout out to the You Heard chat. It's just us four. About how you approach because Coach Cristobal said it, everybody's in the portal. So everybody's up for grabs, right? You can go get anybody. Did us reacting to who was in the portal, is that a process that you have to like overpay for let's say you need a wide receiver 1 or that solid, you know what I'm saying, that monster safety. Do you overpay for that player and get him to to jump in the portal, because I will give Shodell this credit, man. Like, you have to you have to overpay, because you have to pay that player enough to leave their surroundings, leave their coaches, and want to come over honestly for the money in that sense, right? Look, I said it before, in European soccer, you could do that shit every season. If you want a player, you could just pay the rights for that player to that club, and then you have them. You know what I mean? Which is a way to do it, because, you need this player. Football's a one season. You're not thinking 3-4 years on the road. You're like, what are we going to win this season? I don't care what you're doing 3 years from now. We need to win this season, which is why you get a Cam Moore like we did last year. Yeah. So what were your thoughts on that whole process, man?
Yeah, I think I'm of the George Steinbrenner school of ownership. You know what I mean? To win, you get what you want. Go get them, motherfucker. I don't care. A-Rod, Ken Griffey Jr., Nolan Ryan, all on the same team. Go get them. I don't care. Whatever. So I'm of that ilk. I believe in that. So if I have it and I can get the best, I'm going to get the best. I'm going to spend the money to get the best. That's me. You know what I mean? Now, it also has to be a fit, right? So the best player is not always the best player for you or for your squad or for your system. Exactly. You know, that's not always how it is. Now, I also feel as a coach, let's say you have a quarterback that doesn't fit your system. I feel like as a coach, you should be able to tweak your system to the best player on the team or whatever, if he's the best player in the offense. But yeah, man, I'm of that, man. If the best players in that available, I'm trying to get them.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, like I would do that for like the clear positions of need, right? Like you clearly know you need this player, this safety. You know you need a monster D tackle. All right, which one's the best? All right, what does he negotiate with his agent? Go get him. You know what I'm saying?
Because listen, you need, like, let's say the wide receiver position. If you have a Jeremiah Smith, you don't need to spend millions on the rest of the crew. You have Jeremiah Smith. So you spent $2 million on Jeremiah Smith. Then you have a few other cats. You have your CJ Daniels, who's, you know, I'm sure not getting that much, all due respect. You know what I mean? You have, you know, whoever else there. You fill, you backfill. You know, you still have talent. They're just not $2 million talent. They're just not, everybody's not, there's one or two, you know, JJ's out there. So,
or players like that. Yeah,
and at each position, there's 5 maybe. They're elite. These players are elite for a reason. There's not many like them. So if you're not paying them, somebody else is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So at each position, you can't get the elite one at every position.
Possible.
You know, that's 22, you know what I mean? 22 players at, I don't know, $1 million. That's $22 million right there. You can't do that.
That's just for the first team.
Right. But you can get an elite receiver, an elite D tackle. You know what I mean? A good quarterback, good running back, you know, elite safety or something like that. You can mix and match, man. So
the national championship team from last year had a 7th round quarterback. Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's you could win with supplemental pieces at most positions, as long as you have elite at key positions, you know what I'm saying, according to how you want to do it.
If you look at everybody in the playoffs, like Dylan Gabriel probably commanded a lot of money just because of what he did in college. Who else was in the playoffs? Texas Quinn Ewers, right? You know, but college, he commanded what he commanded. Who else was in the playoffs?
Transfer wise,
like so long ago at quarterback, it felt like so.
Yeah, I mean, Nico was there. Kevin Jennings was playing.
Tennessee was there. Yeah, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Tennessee
Kevin
was there, Penn
Jennings,
State.
right? SMU.
Yeah.
Clemson.
Yeah, Drew Aller, Penn State.
Drew Aller. Yeah, man. All very decent QBs, man.
Yeah.
None of them elite.
None.
Zip.
Not a one.
Zilch.
No.
Zilch.
Zero. Nada. Ninguno. Not one. Oh, but next year.
But
yeah, man,
you know what? Ohio State, you have an elite safety, you have an elite receiver, you have an elite, DN, 2 elite DNs, maybe, you know what I mean? An elite D line, period. So that's how you win it.
No, Juan. We're not. So we're just saying the consensus of the quarterbacks were decent. Like in a room, graded as a room, that was decent. There was nothing that was
as far as in the playoffs, Nico. Juan, there wasn't nobody special at quarterback in the playoffs.
What up, AJ? Kane? Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we came in hot. Yeah, man, we came in hot. Arguing narratives real quick. But yeah, man, because it's just nasty work, dog. Mr. Moonshine himself. Yes.
Autism. Wait, where's that? What is this? What do you mean? What is this?
I mean, that's in the WhatsApp group chat, man. That you never respond to, but I'm sure get all the alerts too.
I'm in. No, I turned them alerts off, kid. They was killing me. They was murdering.
Yeah, it does get wild. I just get in there and roast.
Is they gonna be y'all doing Orlando again?
Yeah, we're doing Orlando again. I just I'm saying Lex is in the chat. I'm sure he'll put out the information.
Lex is doing yeah.
Lex is doing his thing. But yeah, man. Look, let's leave that negative energy out. We did get a new defensive back.
Scott.
Yeah, man. What you thinking about that one? What you think about the pickup?
Yeah, man. You just throw numbers at it, right? Miami's acting rich. Throw money at the problem.
Yeah. I put something on it. You know what I'm saying? Every month I put something on it.
Throw money at the problem, kid. You know what I mean? Yeah. What? I was doing 100 miles an hour. Here's $1,500.
My bad. You got it.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, they throwing money at it, man. So I'm happy with the talent and the numbers in the room. Like I really am. I'm all for having an embarrassment of riches, man. So if you got a lot of people in that room and you don't know where to put them and you got to figure that out, that's a good problem to have. To me,
that's a good problem to have.
I do know he needs to play nickel though. Like he's a nickel. So he had a good. He kind of declined over the last couple years, and I don't know what that's due to. But I think him being with Coach Etheridge, who he was originally with, I think that can help. And new surroundings, and then you with your old coach, I think that can help, man. So
yeah, new. You know what I'm saying? Fresh start. Yeah, something, but it was fresh start, but with a familiar face always makes it easy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's dope for him, man. Welcome to the U. Look, seems excited to be here, man. Ready to work. And I like these. Yeah, look, we talked about it all the time, right? We knew what the problems were a year ago with the secondary. We had 0 numbers. We had 0 depth for whatever reason that was. You know what I mean? Players transferring out weren't the right fit. Players going to the league. All that stuff factors in. But now going forward, that really shouldn't be an issue because for next year, the roster limit is 105. So you should have numbers on top of numbers on top of numbers.
Yep.
So that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the way. I mean, I don't know if they're going to carry 105. That seems excessive. Yeah. But you can carry like 90, 95. You know what I'm saying? The limit is 105. Kind of like the speed limit is 70. Doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's
and if people are willing to keep committing, even knowing the numbers, that's cool. And I think the secondary has a good mixture of young and older talent. I think they do because Keontae Scott is an older guy. The kid from Tennessee is an older guy.
Yes, he is.
But then you have Carnley, who's young, and
Lucas.
Then you have Lucas, who's young. Yeah, man. You still got OJ Young, and you got your young guys. You got cats coming in. You got Seatbelt coming in. Yeah, I mean, Amari Wallace, Slime in the building. Like you got, you set up for a little while. You set up to where next season you should only need a couple in the room. You know, you don't need to go hard. So
you don't really got to go crazy. You don't. I mean, you built because you threw the numbers at it this season. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of young players, so it makes sense. Yeah, it's a good mix. There is the criticism that they didn't get that guy, but I think Joe addressed it earlier. It was like there's limited number of those guys, and if you know what I'm saying, like you have to play the game in that sense. It's like, are you going to overpay that when you could spread that out over a couple different players and do it that way? Because then if you just get one guy, then what's the depth behind them, right? Like that's.
I think you had fellas team. I think you had that. I think Xavier Lucas was that guy.
Yeah,
and
that just gets dismissed, right? That just gets dismissed because it's like it's not a flashy name. Like we just gonna dismiss what Xavier Lucas is. Like we're just gonna let that slide. What is it? Fellas teams had more than 95 players in the 80s and 90s, so 105 players would have been the norm. Yeah, but how much of that was? Well, I don't remember the 80s, Roger. So I'm saying I was born in '84, fan.
Yeah, I don't think I was playing. I don't think I was paying attention to like roster limits back then.
You know I don't know what I was trying to figure out how to walk. You know, so shout out to Roger. Always in the comments after the show. Appreciate you for catching it live. Yeah, man. But the story is, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. The story is that they're gonna do away with walk-ons, and that's the roster limit, right? But I'm sure they'll still have a way to have walk-ons just to have bodies, right?
Say that one more time. You cut out.
What they're gonna do away with walk-ons, right? Once they set the roster limit to the higher number, or they're still gonna have walk-ons just to have bodies, because that hasn't been made clear to me from my understanding.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I read it, but I don't remember what they said about walk-ons. I felt like it was gonna be like preferred walk-ons or something like that.
Right. Yeah, not just
you can have more
walk-ons.
Scholarships, so now you can have more people on Scully, and that'll be more competition on the scout team and things like that. So that'll help.
Thanks. Shout out to
Pilo.
Pilo.
Had a question.
Pilo has a question. Hey guys, I have a question. Yes, you do, Pilo. Why wasn't it a genius idea to go this hard in the secondary last season, knowing what the offense had to offer? Okay. You want to handle this one? Because this could get dicey here. All right, look, I think it was a misjudgment of what you had in the room, man. I think you settled on. I think on the defensive side of the ball, look, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think on the defensive side of the ball, the coaches failed to evaluate what they had appropriately, man. I think they thought they had enough when they really just had at most 2 deep in the secondary. You know what I'm saying? When those numbers should have been different. The conversations weren't had. I put that a lot on the defensive coordinator and on the head coach. You should have known because at the end of the day, it stops with the boss, right? You should have approached it that way. Now, they did try to get the players last year, right? The kid from that ended up going to Indiana following his coach, the nickelback. What's his name? Was Sands or something? Was it Sands? They tried to get numbers in, they just weren't able to close the deal.
Yeah. But they didn't bank on Damari Brown being hurt immediately after the first game.
Yeah,
Jadaeus
first series.
Richards got hurt. The safety that came from Washington wasn't
He was played out of position.
Necessarily who they thought he was. Depending on if you believe it was the coach or the players.
Yeah.
Ryan Mack came in and got hurt instantly. He wasn't available. So
OJ was played out. OJ basically saved half of one side of the secondary because coming in the summer, you know what I mean? Typically, you wouldn't think somebody like that will pop, but That kind of just at the most saved one side.
It could have been negligence. It could have been miscalculation. It could have been all those things. I think sometimes I believe, because we've talked about it too, like the QB room was like that for a minute, right? Yep. So I believe sometimes the coaching staff may be reactive instead of proactive. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
I think if you're able to learn from mistakes, you don't let that happen again, which is why they attacked it so aggressively this season. And it's not like they've slowed down recruiting secondary, right? Like we've seen what they've done this offseason already. You got Seatbelt, you have the flip from Georgia that they got recently. Like they're not stopping to make those mistakes again. And that's kind of what you would hope for. Look, we know as fans it's easy to like criticize and question and all these things, but it's like we don't know what the conversations and negotiations were like for players that we're trying to get. Like players could be asking out, and this isn't defending them. This is just giving it context. We don't understand. It's like, yo, I know you need me as a safety, or I know you need me as a nickel. This is my price. So I'm gonna ask you this outrageous price, and if you don't pay it, I'm gonna go somewhere else that I might take less for, right? Because you know what I'm saying, like the rotation will be different and all these things. But it's a lot of things that can happen. But fam, like again, they showed you this offseason. They're not letting that happen again. They're not letting that secondary be too deep. And if one person, then you got to rearrange your entire secondary, and your coaches don't know how to handle it when one thing goes wrong. When the Mari got hurt, I feel like the whole defense fell apart. Our defense against Florida I was like, oh, it's gonna be solid. It's gonna be nice complimentary football. Man, it just never got like that again. Yep. One player shouldn't be the key to your whole defense, yo. Not
and
like
this
that.
has to happen. Like we're looking at O-line coming up. We're about to lose 4, possibly
minimum.
5 O-linemen, dog, and 4 starters.
Yep.
You know, so do we feel ready for the 26th season when you know what I mean? Like,
you know why I'm not as worried about that, because of because this is what Coach Mariball and Coach Cristobal, like this is where their eyes focus on. You know what I mean? Like if, you know what I'm saying, if you're a nerd, Lord of the Rings, like the Eye of Sauron type shit, like this is when it's on you, it's on you. Like they're seeing that, and they'll know if they need more numbers or if you need portal guys.
But who are you right now? In 26, who are your 2 tackles right now?
Okay, we're gonna real Nostradamus with this. I'm gonna go, man. Listen, I'm gonna go Bruno. I'm gonna go Bruno on the right. Left is dicey, dog. Left is dicey. I don't know who's
Matt
left.
McCoy still have a year?
No, I think Matt McCoy's done. Matt McCoy was Mario's first year. He came in with Moten. So this is it.
22. He may have a red shirt. May have a year, maybe.
He may have a red shirt. But let's play this game like if he doesn't.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's up in the air. Chat, let us know, man, if Matt McCoy is a red shirt senior, a red shirt sophomore, a red shirt junior. I'm hoping he has a year. Who's your left?
Gotta hit Uco, you gotta hit portal. If you're not recruiting, if you don't pancake, and Kinsler.
Pancake on the right, Kinsler on the left.
Oh, you got Juan Manaya, Door. Yep. You know what I mean?
I really like what I saw from the freshman that we got this year. Oh, man, we had him on the show with CB. When he told us a story about Coach Mariball punching him in the chest. I like him as a guard. I can't remember his name to save my life.
I'm not really worried about interior.
Yeah, it's the ends.
We got a lot interior wise.
Matt McCoy is a redshirt junior. Okay, we're good. All right.
So he got
but he could bounce. That's the other side.
I think if he's the guy, I think he'll stay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bruno's a problem, dog. I think Bruno's a problem, and I like that
But
they're patient.
we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting ahead.
Yeah, we're talking a year ahead.
I don't like
Yeah,
hypotheticals. Yes.
yeah. We don't know what's about to happen. We don't know what commits are coming in. We don't know who's available. Yeah, it's very up in the air.
But Keontae Scott, solid pickup. I think he
Mhm.
can play nickel. I think the numbers in the secondary look wonderful. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I'm really happy about it. I don't know if the Rutgers linebacker has committed or transferred anywhere yet, but I think he has. No, not looking good. All right. Thank you.
No. He had apparently, according to sources, we're the favorite. So.
That would be solid for me. Just numbers, you know what I mean? Like this. But at some point, when do you play the young guys?
It's not even that for me. He had 2 ACLs, man.
Oh no, then I'm good. We already got Chase Smith, dog. We already got Chase Smith. I don't just have once you find out the info, like not find out the info because it's pretty clear and evident. It's not like you have to research and get sources. Once you understood that like Trevor Pena's coming off basically 4 unhealthy years and had 1 good year, I kind of got off that, you know what I'm saying? Got off, I moved off that train. But yeah, 2 ACLs. We already got Chase Smith. I don't need another, you know what I'm saying? Chase Smith has stayed through 7 portals. I'm gonna trust him more, you know what I mean, than I am for somebody who I'm evaluating to bring in. That to me wouldn't be a necessity. Then let's just rock with what we got.
Talent, like he's a talent, dog. Like he's a problem.
Yeah,
he's a problem. But man, I don't know. That's hard, man. That's hard for me.
So again, Juan, my brother, I appreciate you citing this because we never. So he says, according to Gio Milian, Toure is going to be a king. He thinks Toure starts.
Salute to Gio.
Salute to Gio, man. That's our guy, man.
Homie.
They do great stuff over there. What's the smoke? Where's the smoke? What's the smoke? One of those terrible names, man. I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my concern is the injury history. You know.
Yes,
what I mean?
that is a concern. Like when you go through your medical eval, which we have a hospital right next door with, you know what I'm saying, where they get eval and get all the X-rays, the MRIs, and all that stuff to see if he clears makes medical clearance, which I'm assuming is kind of the process they do for this stuff. That would be the reason. If all the doctors and everybody goes, yo, he's good and he wants to be here, cool. King, shout out to UM King with a question, says, when it comes to Mount Rushmore in the GOAT conversation, why does Dan Morgan never come? Why does Dan Morgan never come up? First team All-American, 532 career tackles, most ambiguous in Miami history, and 3 major awards. Whoever's not mentioning Dan Morgan is being incredibly disrespectful and came in way late.
Out of sight, out of mind. Maybe I don't know what could be the reason.
There's no way he's not on the list. Like he's on the top. Yeah, come on, that's Dan Morgan, fam. Come on.
Speaking of GOATs and legends,
ooh, that's
Friday.
Friday,
we have something.
Another one. Hey, listen, man. Please check out the website. Let me drop the QR code for y'all real quick. Please check out the website. Friday. We got something brand new that was cooked up by our guy Poke, dropping Friday. Part of our Legends line that Poke created, man. Please check it out. You got the Vinny up there right now. Can't tell y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a secret. I'm saying it gets revealed on our social medias Friday. All right?
If you're not familiar, this is what it is. That's the Vinny. Mm-hmm. We did that first because Cam Ward was going first, and Vinny was the last QB to go first at Miami, man. So
yes, sir.
We did that in honor of both of those guys, man. So, this is what you're looking at. We got another one dropping. We're dropping one every 2 weeks or something?
Every 2 weeks.
Until the season starts? Until the season starts, man. So,
yeah. And also a good way to count it down. So once you know where we're at with the numbers, because one thing when we started dropping, it was 20 weeks till the season started. So we dropping 10. So that way, you know, as the numbers keep going up with the merch on the website, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know we're getting closer and closer to Notre Dame.
We on
all right,
2.
Joey, let's get it. Yeah, I can't wait to that one. Can't wait till we almost there.
That ain't makes okay.
No, I caught it. Hey man, let's get into this Caneswear ad real quick, and we'll be back with some recruiting, man, because that narratives took over a good section of the show. I love it though. We in it. Stupid ass narratives.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hey,
shout out to Caneswear, man. As always, shout out to Brett, Jeff, and all the great people that work over there. Top-notch customer service, top-notch people, man. Appreciate y'all so much. All right, man. As the portal dwindles down, and yes, there'll be some additions, but nobody can leave. This is pretty much the roster. We start turning the page, man. 2026 recruiting. We do. I mean, the staff been busy. They've been taking private jets to wherever they need to go to make sure, you know what I'm saying, they get a couple of last words in with all the right people. Joey, just let me know, man, how you feeling so far with our recruiting class? Was it top 10 with one of the, you know what I'm saying, I think only like 13 commits, 14 commits. Let me take a look here. How you feeling so far about it? What are the guys that you want a part of this class? Just let me know, man.
Yeah. So far, I think I guess 11th nationally according to On3. So, you know, right where we usually are. I think we're kind of ahead of schedule though, actually, because you know we pop late usually.
Yes.
In the class. So I think we're kind of ahead of schedule, man. And it's highlighted to me by Jordan Campbell. Jordan Campbell, watching him in the All-Star game, man. Oh gosh, that linebacker.
Yep.
Yeah, he's that dude, man, to me. And we mentioned seatbelt already. We have our quarterback. We have Darian Coleman coming through. You mentioned the flip from Georgia, John Tavius Wyman. Good corner. You know, good DB. Javion Mallory. You know, that's you know, good running back. And we still trying to get Derrek Cooper. That's the crown jewel right there.
Yes. Yep.
Then Ben Cogden on the O-line from Ohio. People forget about him, man. That boy's 6'7", 280, 290 right now.
And he had to cut weight for wrestling, though. That's also something, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's like so he had to cut weight to be a heavyweight.
Then we got Legacy Camden Portis out here in Charlotte. I'm gonna catch a game this year. He plays at Myers Park. You know, that's right by my job, actually.
Perfect.
So
you're already over there. Yeah,
I'm gonna catch him. I gotta catch him one day. Joel Irvin, big monster, 6'6", 6'7", 280, 290. JJ Sparks, interior line. Yeah, and in UF country up north.
Yes.
And we bagged them, you know. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's looking very positive right now. And we still have some targets. We mentioned Derrek Cooper, who I think you can't let him go.
No.
Rocky, what's going on, man?
Shout out to Rocky.
Yeah, you can't let him out the state, in my opinion. You got Calvin Russell, which you know, depending on who you talk to, you don't know if that's gonna work, you know. But you know, we shall see. It's about time we start keeping those guys home, man. It's about that time, and if that doesn't happen again with his mother being a legacy, that's crazy.
Yep,
that's crazy. You know.
Yeah. So let's just let's look at the high school recruits just in Florida. You know what I mean? Because we always talk about got to keep these these young men home. So number one player in the state, Kenya Pepe, as of right now, I already told y'all on the last one, as of right now is committed to USC. I don't trust it. I didn't trust it last year with all the 400 commits they had, and then got flipped out of their minds. I think they had like the number 1 or 2 class ended up like a top 20. So I just don't trust it. I think the same thing's going to happen again. You have Calvin Russell, number 2 player in the state. We'll see. A lot of these players. I mean, the 247 has Derrek Cooper. You know what I'm saying, crystal ball to the U. But then you start seeing these names and a lot of non-commitments and a lot of other teams' logos, and with what is it? You know what I'm saying? Basically unlimited scholarship, not unlimited, but you know what I'm saying you could bring in 30 players or more with the upping in the scholarship, man. You got to start shutting these things down and bringing players in and locking it down, man. We can't keep having these players leave to other programs. You know what I'm saying? If we don't set the right trends for it, man, that shit's got to stop, yo. Like, there's too many locals I don't like seeing on here. You know what I mean? That just come in here and take what they want, and then it's nothing. Like an Isaiah
Listen,
Williams.
we talk about it, right? We talk about the logo of the other conferences, right? We talk about the SEC and the Big Ten.
Yep.
And sometimes that's unavoidable, man. Unfortunately. And that's another narrative and perception thing. Those conferences are pushed, especially the SEC, by the media.
Yep.
ESPN is obviously like a known SEC pusher. You know what I mean? So they push that narrative to death, and that's all these young guys see. The ACC has done nothing to
stop it.
Put themselves in that conversation.
Not a thing.
So
a shitty commissioner, you know what I'm saying, not outspoken, kind of soft. You know what I'm saying? And it leads you to getting bulldozed and bullied. And that's what's been the cause. So you don't have anybody to set the narrative because he doesn't remember players' names or always looks uncomfortable on camera. Perception is reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have your most forward guy being, I don't know what, I thought everybody was eating the chips. I don't know what's going on. Looking real crazy and hesitant, it's gonna be very easy to be, the ACC is dog shit. The ACC
whereas
is this.
The SEC commish yell on TV every chance he get, we the shit.
We need
is the shit.
We need all the playoff spots. Yes. It should be a 12-team SEC
playoff spots. What?
Guaranteed. Yeah.
And he'll get it.
That's how you negotiate. Going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Going crazy and try to.
You asking for 9, they gonna get 7. Guaranteed playoff spots.
And all you wanted was 4. You know what I'm saying? And all you wanted was 4, but you don't give them that. ACC going there like, it'd be really nice if we had 1.
Right? Can we get in here? Hey
guys. Hey guys. You guys have. It looks like you guys are having fun in there. It looks like you guys are having a lot of fun. What, can I get in?
You got any of them playoff spots left?
Yeah, we're not doing too bad over here. It'd be nice. Look, we got the number 1 player in the country, but nobody talks about it because our defense is trash. Yeah, man. I don't. Which it's just wild, dog. It's just, hey, yo, Mo made it in here at the 45-minute mark. Shout out to our guy Mo.
Oh, talking about after SEC.
Yeah, I know. He's Miami. I respect it. Mo late and talking crazy. Look, we only have 9 commits. 9 commits as of right now, according to, you know what I'm saying? So
that's what it is. I'm not worried about that.
Not worried about it at all. Not worried about it at all. So, you know what I'm saying, that is what it is with that. What else you got?
And again, winning is gonna solve a lot of them problems, man.
Consistent winning.
The negative recruiting is, they had the best quarterback in the country. They had crazy receiving core. They had all that, and they couldn't win shit. You know what I mean? That's the recruiting. That's what it is.
Just set the
So
table.
you win, you go to the chip, you go to the playoffs. Nobody has anything to say, man.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah,
gotta
but
do.
the thing is, and I can already tell you what they're gonna say when we win the ACC. Well, of course they're supposed to win. They had a $40 million NIL roster.
Yeah, it don't, and that at that point it don't matter, man. Once you in the playoffs, you talk you talk your shit. Once you in the playoffs, man, that's it.
Talk your
Keep going
shit,
to the playoffs. Find a way to get in them playoffs every year.
David Scott, according to 247, Miami with David. What did I say?
No, I said David. David, what's up, man?
David Scott asks, is Miami still ranked number 10 in the recruiting rankings? According to 247, they are ranked in 16th.
According to On 3, they're ranked 11th. So.
Yeah. So again, depending on who you ask or what you, that's On 3 rivals now, right? Because they merged. So we'll see. Mo shows up late, but has a question. But Ben and Joe, you guys know these kids hit the portal after one season of not playing. Not all the time, man. Not all the time.
Miami retained a good chunk of their players, and the important. Not saying the other guys are not important, but a good chunk of the core players who are going to play, they retained, man. So
also, Mo, this statement often requires context, is what we always talk about in the group chat, right? Like, it's not just that they're not playing. You don't know why they needed to leave. Sometimes it's personal reasons. Sometimes it's business. Look, we got somebody over. We just don't see. You get them in here, get full eyes on them, and they don't fit. Like, or they, you know what I'm saying? They don't like being here because it's too close to home and external problems happen here. Like, it's a lot of factors other than just, oh, it's just one season and they're gone. We retained the majority of our roster, and we have, Miami has, you know what I'm saying, conversations with them after the season and see where they're at and see what they want to do. Miami doesn't keep anybody here that doesn't want to be here. Do they negotiate and up the bag if they need to? Absolutely. But, you know, it's the business now. Everybody leaves. It's not a Miami problem. And Mo, those are the narratives that we discussed at the beginning of the show. It was like when a Miami player leaves out, Miami gets a transfer. Fam, everybody's doing what Miami's doing. Everybody's doing what everybody's doing. This is the business now. We're not going to do things different because, you know what I'm saying, the business is trending a different way and you have to adjust to it. We might not like it. We grew up watching football when, you had monsters and superstars waiting their turn for year 2 or year 3 or year 4. You know what I'm saying? That's different.
Clemson retains players because they don't hit the portal. So they've developed the trust. They tell their players, if I recruited you, I'm going to develop you. And if you work, you're going to play. That's the bottom line. They believe in what they recruited and their development. So,
and also, like we said on the, like I said on the last one, Dabo has the benefit of being a national championship coach, regardless if you like him or not. So he's already proven. So he's coming in there with a little bit more cachet when a program like Miami that has history, but no recent history, you know what I'm saying? You have to fight against that, and you've had two good seasons in the last 20 years. So players aren't going to, you know what I'm saying? They have to wait to trust it. That's why what Joe said is, like, you have to consistently win. You have to make that the norm. Then you build that trust in recruiting and schools and in those big-time players and big-time programs out of high school where you go. Miami's a proven commodity now, not just a wishful one. And that's where it becomes different, man. You know what I mean? Again, like, Dabo was winning before NIL. But everybody got their own business model. Does that not include bidding wars? See AJ Halsey as proof. You want to handle that one, Joe?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's just, I want to play in the SEC. If you give me double what the asking price is, I'll come here. Fuck you. No, I'm good. Nah, and I don't like AJ Halsey is talented on some real shit, but I don't think he was worth that.
No,
that's Caleb Downs territory. Like, you not Caleb Downs, my boy. Nah,
no,
not that.
You're not that. You Caleb Downs, I'm gonna give you 2.
Yeah, you Caleb Downs. If Caleb Downs is like, I really want to play in the Big Ten, but if you give me $2 million, you could come through. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
okay.
I'm tired. Here you go.
Yeah, we talk. Here you go. How much you want? I got $25 a month on it. I don't know how long that payment plan is going to be. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be there every month. You know what I'm saying?
And he's not wrong. Halsey, man, he's getting coached by Corey Raymond, and he's close to the crib. He from Houston, Louisiana, right there, hop, skip, and a jump. You know, so he not, whatever. I don't knock any of these guys' decisions, man, and their reasoning for making these decisions.
Not at all, man. Not at all. All right, man. So you got anything else before? We're gonna be right back here in an hour.
We'll be back, man, in an hour, man. So come through.
Yeah, man, for the culture, Flo, AO, and you see the squad here, man. We'll be back talking. You know what I'm saying? Closing the chapter on the Porter, man. Hope y'all enjoy.
I gotta go release some demons, man. So
what?
Yeah, I gotta go release some demons.
I don't know. No follow-up questions. Hey, man, y'all be good. Make sure to smash the like button. Check out the website. I don't know what that means. We up out of here, man. See y'all in an hour. Mo, no, you won't. Mo, no, you won't, fam. I guarantee you.
An hour, Mo. An hour.
Mo, I guarantee you, dog. An hour.
59 minutes, brother.
Brother, I guarantee you're still gonna be late. I guarantee it. Hey, Stick Raw, everybody, man. Juan Manuel, appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, man. Smash the like button. We'll be back in an hour for the culture. Y'all be good, be safe. We out of here. Peace.
Thanks for watching. You heard. Thanks for listening. We appreciate y'all. You already know every Wednesday, 6 o'clock. You already know every Sunday, right on time. You already know. You already